Hi Aries, and welcome to your reading for May 2019. My name is Melanie and this is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign Aries people. I do a 5-card spread for monthly readings. Given that this is a general reading, of course it may or may not resonate, and I just encourage you to take what you like and leave the rest. Move on if need be. So I'm just going to dive right into the reading. The first card representing the past energy, sort of past things that may be relevant for this month, the card that came through for you guys is the Knave of Coins, otherwise known as the Page of Pentacles. The second card along representing current issues, current situation, current energies in the month of May. For Aries, the Three of Swords reversed. The third card being about possible obstacles that may show up this month, the Two of Coins or the Two of Pentacles. The fourth card being about possible helpful tools this month, the Three of Coins or Three of Pentacles. And the outcome card for the month is the Eight of Wands card. The card I have lying down there from a different deck that I use more like oracle cards. I'll be reading about that card at the end of this reading. That card that came through for you guys is called Sugar Glider, and that represents courage. So starting with the Knave of Coins, otherwise known as the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles, note that you have 3 Pentacles cards showing up for you this month. Pentacles are earth signs, earthly energy, practical matters, matters to do with money, finances, career, job, possessions, buildings, tangible things, work, jobs, profits, anything that's real, genuine, solid, representing stability, security, or hopefully, or managing those things. So maybe there's a bit of a theme this month coming through to do with that. The Knave of Coins, knaves or pages represent very young energy. They're typically messengers. They bring in news of something. It's a very young, confident, energetic kind of card of perhaps learning new things, being starting out in the world. You've gone through childhood and adolescence, and now you're a young man or woman with new ideas about things, taking on new opportunities, going out into the world. The world is your oyster kind of thing. Quite a youthful inner child feeling about this card. Sorry, not I shouldn't say going through childhood and adolescence, because this card can represent a child, an earth sign child, but just think about how curious children are about life and about the world. So the Knave of Coins could actually represent an earth sign child, earth signs being Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. Of course, it doesn't have to be that at all. Could be more about where you've been in the past, that there has been a financial opportunity that came your way, that there has been some practical work. Potentially you've been studying or reflecting or meditating on something, and in the process of learning something new, sort of a love, or developing or have developed a love of learning, gaining knowledge, of scholarship, of collecting information. This card can be about getting some good news about money, about work, finances, some support that you've been seeking or needing. It symbolizes hard work and good things coming to you, and that you sort of have a respect for new ideas, and you're very curious, or have been very curious about knowledge, and wanting to incorporate something new into your life in some way that has resulted or is resulting in moving you to a place of sort of more, I would say, financial security. You've manifested something new, new job or new money, new study, and developed something quite practical and firm in that regards. So let's keep that in mind throughout the rest of the reading. The card in the second position there representing the current month of May and current sort of situation, possibly, you have the Three of Swords card reversed. Rather good that it's reversed, I say, because the Three of Swords upright is about heartbreak, typically. Sorrow, rejection, breakup, loss, heartbreak, disappointment, ill health, that kind of difficult things to go through, painful things in our lives that we have to kind of suffer through. But this is reversed, so it looks like you are releasing some old pain, some old heartbreak this month. Perhaps you are pulling out the swords that you've been carrying around in your heart or in your head. Swords represent matters of the head, ideas, beliefs, words, communication. So maybe the way you've been thinking about something that has in a way been breaking your heart or did break your heart, you are now at peace with that in some way. You have worked through that or are working through that this month. There is a sense of forgiveness, of optimism, maybe of apologies being offered and accepted, being more at peace. I guess choosing or certainly having opportunities to do that this month, to let go of some very old pain that has stabbed you in the heart in some way, and messed with you or messed with your head. And now we're seeing the end of that this month. Well done, great stuff. I say. When we suffer inevitable losses and heartbreaks and grief in our lives, it's very important that we work through that as much as we may resist that, of course. It is difficult, it's painful, and we are pain adverse naturally as humans, but I think the challenge is to learn to accept some of the suffering that we will experience in life, and to work through that and integrate that into us. Otherwise it stays and it grows, and it can get very distorted and deformed and overtake us when grief gets bigger than us, rather than us learning to invite grief into our lives and recreate ourselves, even though we have scars. So maybe now you are accepting some scars about yourself, some heartbreaks. You are learning to look at them in the mirror, so to speak, and go about your life in a new way. Wonderful stuff. Moving on to the third card representing possible obstacles this month. So you have the Two of Coins card, otherwise known as the Two of Pentacles, so another Pentacles card. This card is also about money, potentially juggling finances, maybe juggling time, trying to prioritize things, struggling to balance things, or needing to restore or maintain balance in work and in finances. Maybe being a bit too emotional around money, perhaps being a bit too working too hard on this area of your life and neglecting other areas of your life. It's about the flow of money coming in and out. We see in that card there is a picture of the scales and needing to sort of balance out the scales of fluctuations in money, fluctuations in energy, in work. Certainly a bit of a struggle associated with this card, emotionally as well as practically, and just trying to balance that up, not being pulled into work at the expense of other things in your life, like relationships or your home life or your hobbies or something like that. Needing to make choices in how you kind of juggle that. So watch out for certainly a juggling act that may show up this month, which may actually cause some emotional disturbance or disruption, or you're trying to sort of keep that at bay, even on the outside it looks like you're doing okay, but actually you're trying to juggle a lot of things. And it may get out of hand, or there may be a sense of too much in one and not enough in another. You have the next card along, we go from a 2 to a 3, the 3 of Coins, the 3 of Pentacles. This is a card of also sort of to do with work kind of thing, but of sort of teamwork and collaboration and building on a foundation and producing some tangible results, being in the early stages of something. sort of the blueprint stage and having made some progress on something, but you know, still got a fair way to go. Needing to work in a group sort of thing, needing to come together with people, use other people's expertise, come together to master and something, to create something solid by combining resources, combining thoughts, working together in a team, collaborating, learning. It's a thing here again about learning. Maybe you're struggling to balance that. Maybe you're struggling to balance the fact that you have to be in a team, or you can't just work on your own on something. Yeah, and that you're going to need to compromise in some way. Maybe you've been feeling so awesome as a result of kind of working through some sort of pain or loss that you are wanting to go off into a new direction, but you actually still need to juggle some things in your life and juggle the people in your life who are part of, I don't know, a work endeavour, a creative endeavour, enterprise, or something that you're working on or working towards. And maybe that we see that with the Knave of Coins that showed up in the past energy there. There's something new came in. There was a new opportunity of some sort, or maybe you've been learning about something new, and you're having to you have to sort of work with other people on that and juggle that somehow in yourself or in your life. The outcome for the month is the Eight of Wands card, and this is a card of fast moving energy, of passions. You know, the wands are about matters of the soul, creativity, motivation, energy, movement, life force. This is a card of speed, of action, of swift change, being busy, but good busy. Or, you know, real kind of forward moving energy, being propelled forward with lots of enthusiasm, going with the flow, not resisting that. Be wary. I'm just noticing on that card we see the wands and we see arrows going in all four directions. Maybe you will have a sense of being pulled in every direction this month, and you're going to be struggling to sort of juggle that somehow. Maybe you're having to balance study and work and family and relationships or something like that this month. Maybe you've been feeling very fresh and new and able to do that because you've worked through some sort of difficult situation, and here you are ready to take flight. In a way, this card can be about, I think, about travel as well. But to remember to stay focused on the task at hand, to try to resist distractions as much as you can, to move forward, to complete one task at a time before moving on to the next. This is a card saying you're definitely moving in the right direction though, and that there is a lot of action kind of going on. There's more sort of freedom and space to move forward, and perhaps that is because with that Three of Swords reverse card, you have freed yourself up from something that was really holding you back and keeping you stuck in a sense of pain and suffering and heartbreak. Just going to read now from the book from the Dreamtime Reading Cards booklet here, and the card that came through for you guys is called Sugar Glider, which represents courage. The Dreamtime is the Aboriginal Australian spiritual belief system. And I love these cards. I think they have profound meaning. I love them visually. The dot paintings, typical of Aboriginal artwork. And now I'm just going to read about Sugar Glider, called Courage. The sugar glider is a possum, a member of the marsupial family. This mammal gives birth to tiny live young who are raised in a pouch of skin on the mother's abdomen. This tiny possum glides from tree to tree by spreading its arms and legs and using the thin membrane of skin between them to glide to where it wants to go. It lets the air current support it as it leaps and glides through the branches. The sugar glider's message is to have courage. It has learned to take giant leaps of faith and to focus its energy on where it wants to be. To me, we're talking about the Eight of Wands card. It is here to remind you that you are supported, even if you don't realize it. I see that with that 3 of Coins card there, support from others around you. Now is the time to jump into the unknown, to take risks, and to do things you have feared for so long. And maybe that's that 3 of Swords card reversed there. You're in a state of fear. You're very trapped in your head and your heart somewhere. And now you are moving into a state of being willing to face that fear and dive into the unknown. It is time for action, and you can no longer stay where you feel safe and protected. You do not need to have all the answers. You just need to believe in yourself and take the first steps towards your goal. Do not let your fear of the unknown hold you back. Have faith in yourself and the direction you see, and take that risk, then watch your life soar. Aww, beautiful, Aries. On that note, I'm going to wrap this up and express my gratitude to you all for watching and listening to this reading. I hope it has been of use in some way. All the best for May, and I hope to see you back in June. Bye.